Okay, let's do our thing. So we're going to start this morning just in a basic child's pose, and let the knees go really wide and the big toes come together. And if you have blocks, just have them at the front of your mat. So if you need to access them, they're there. Yeah, take the knees really wide this morning with the big toes to touch. If for some reason this doesn't feel good on any of your knees or your ankles, you can lay on your back and take the opposite, which would be called Supta Baddha Konasana. Let the forehead rest on the mat. Slide your seat all the way back to the skinny edge of your mat. And then from your tailbone all the way through the base of your head, extend. Spread your palms, activate your hands and your arms, create a lift of your forearm. And then just take a few moments to breathe. Allow your body just to arrive, to slow down, to come to this space. Begin to focus on Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose, through the back of your throat. Exhale through the nose, through the back of your throat. Good. Take the hands the width of the mat, curl the toes into the mat, arrive into a down dog. Lift the hips up super high, bend behind your knees as much as you need in here this morning. Broaden across the upper shoulder blades, plug the fingers, all 10 digits into the mat, let the head go. Yeah, you may choose to practice this morning with bent knees the entire time, and that's totally cool. So feel what your body needs rather than just doing the posture, right? There's a difference. Spread the toes wide and just begin to let your body respond to the practice. Let the head go. There's nowhere you need to go. Plug down into the mat. Let your eyes just become fixated on one spot if possible. And if you're having trouble with that, that's just something to start to work on. Draw the belly in. There's a lift of your ribs. And actively working your arms and your legs here, but don't make it too complicated. So less thinking and more feeling in this practice today is what I invite you to experience. Feel the sides of the body lift you up, and then in one motion, roll forward to a plank, stack your body. So from down dog to plank the first time around, sometimes you need to realign, maybe take a little bit of a longer stance. When you arrive to this first plank, take note if you feel like your stability needs your knees down. So opt for that option. It's available and it's there for you. Just drop your knees. If not, spread your palms wide, broaden across the upper collarbone. Fixate your eyes. I like to look at the front edge of the mat. I find it to be the ultimate spot for finding the nice neck extension. Draw the belly in, draw the waist up, contract the thighs. Feel your outer legs hug in, feel your ankle bones hug in, and then ride the breath as you draw more weight forward onto your tippy toes. Feel your outer arms really plug in and hold. Try and take the round out of your back. Deep breath in through your nose. Nice, Jill. Deep breath out. And let your breath just kind of feel your way through the pose. Stay with it. Ride the breath a little bit longer. 2 more. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Nice. Hi, Reg. Roll forward to a plank. Let your weight pull you all the way forward. Yeah. Hi, Jody. Bring more weight onto the balls of your tippy toes. Yeah. And then fix your eyes on something out in front of you. And then everybody drop their knees. And when you drop your knees, your hips are a little bit more forward, guys. So my seat isn't all the way back in a tabletop. My weight is more forward. Yeah, so my knees are behind my hips. Good. You can uncurl the toes if you like, press to the tops of the feet, and look forward an inch, bend your elbows in half to a supported chaturanga, but really use from your knees to your shins to the tops of the feet to help anchor you. Re-straighten your arms nice and slow to a supported plank. Yeah. Do that again. Bend your elbows in half. Really focus on your alignment here, not letting your shoulders dump down, letting your elbows just slide right by your side body. Re-straighten your arms. Anchor your knees, your shins, and the tops of the feet. Try that again. Bend your elbows in half, supported chaturanga. Press back up, supported plank. A few more times. Bend your elbows, supported chaturanga. The slower you go, the more you'll experience. Re-straighten your arms, supported plank. One more. Bend your elbows, supported chaturanga. Re-straighten your arms, supported plank. Curl your toes. Kneecaps lift, plank position. Good. Downward facing dog, hips press back. So as you can tell, you do supported chaturanga the right way. It's just as challenging. So that's available for you if you want to take it. Look to the top of the mat to start to walk your feet all the way up there. When you arrive, feet can come together, have a little separation. It's up to you. Come to the fingertips, long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. The hands don't make it to the floor, just have them on your shins. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart center. Just stand for a moment. Let your shoulders draw down your back. Let your palms face forward. Feel your thighs contract. Feel your weight distribute evenly. Just stand up tall. And then from here, we'll extend our arms straight up, look up a little with our eyes, and dive over bent knees, forward fold. So just a classic flow right here. Come to the fingertips, long spine to allow yourself to set up. Plant your palms. 2 big steps gets you back to plank. Once you arrive in plank, bend your elbows in half or drop your knees like we just practiced. Pull your heart and your chest through for your first up dog if you're doing that, or take baby cobra. Shoulders draw down the back and your feet, the tops of them, press into the mat. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. So I encourage you to really slow things down this morning so you could really feel what you're doing. And that's hard for a lot of us who are like type A, always on the go. Look to the top of the mat. Step to get your feet there, just for the beginning of this. Come to the fingertips, long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold in half. Root to rise, come all the way up, reach, drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Again, slide the arms straight up, look up with your eyes a little, dive in half over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine, your shoulders draw down your back, plant your palms, 2 big steps to get you back, plank. Yeah, bend your elbows toward chaturanga or drop your knees or skip it all together. Drag yourself through an up dog, point your toes, press through your palms. From your hips up and back, downward facing. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Press through your hands, look where you want to land. Bring your feet through to the top. If you want to float, that's fine. Long spine on the inhale, weight is forward. Exhale, fold over yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Keep going like this. Arms drop and then they slide up, eyes look up. Dive over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine, plant your palms. You can step. You can float to a chaturanga if you care to. Do it light. Up dog pulls you through. Downward facing dog presses you back. Let your head go. Plug down to create more space for your body to move. Press down, look where you want to land. Step or float your feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. One more. Slide the arms straight up. Look up with your eyes. Dive over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Plant your palms. If you're going to choose to float, give yourself some space and float back light. Upward facing. Smile. I see you. Downward facing. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Roll forward to plank. Pause. Yeah. In your plank position, you can always do this with your knees down too. Right foot's going to lift just an inch. You're going to flex your foot. So just let your right foot float like an inch. Yeah, lengthen and bring your gaze to the front edge of your mat. From here, take your right knee towards your right tricep, just in the general direction. Yeah, keep looking forward. Slide your right leg back to a 3-legged plank. Hug your right knee straight in. Hug it in a little tighter. Press away from the floor. Land your right foot all the way forward and through. So you're coming into a low lunge here. Take a second to set up. Your right foot needs to walk to the right a little, so that hips distance. Your knee and your ankle track. Come to your fingertips. Activate your back leg. If you're choosing to keep this leg up, keep it strong. You can also always drop it down. Good. Come to your fingertips here, and then slide your arms back like airplane wings. Palms are going to face down, so your shoulder blades can begin to hug together. Your waist is long. Steer your right hip back. Activate your right thigh. Press the weight into your right heel. And then really squeeze all the muscles around your back quadricep and hamstring so you can find the stability. Good. Inhale the breath. Press into the ground. Exhale the breath. Begin to lift your torso up. Slide your arms up. Look forward. Good. Go ahead and just take your hands to your hips, guys. Feel your hips and keep them forward. With your hands on your hips, straighten your right leg about 3/4 of the way and pause. So just 3/4 of the way, which means I don't want your front leg pinned straight, which is hard for a lot of us. Rebend the front thigh into the thigh muscle, not into the joint of the knee. Pause. Keep your hands on your hips. Drop your left knee so it hovers. Lengthen the tailbone. Yeah. Fire up your left leg, strong. Slide the arms up, reach them big, look forward. So you want to keep all that engagement you just created. Lift from your waist, look with your eyes up. Breathe into the front side. Sit a little deeper. Hands to frame your front foot. From here, just step back plank, pause and plank. So keep everything really tight and close right here. Bend your elbows in half chaturanga or just hold plank if you're not going for that today. Draw your waist up. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position. Pause. Lift your left foot just an inch. Just an inch from the ground, flex the toes. You can always drop your knee. Slide your left knee towards your left tricep, just in the general direction. It may not touch. Work on your hip alignment. Your gaze stays forward. Slide the left foot back, let it hover in a 3-legged plank. So slow is the key here. Hug the knee in, draw it straight in. Keep looking forward, keep pressing down, glide your left foot all the way forward and through. Set up your feet, make sure the arrangement works for you, wide enough and long enough. Be on your fingertips for a second, track the knee over the ankle. Then from here, lift your waist, slide your arms back, airplane the arms. Steer your left hip back, sit deep into your front thigh, activate your back leg, squeeze the shoulders. Find the sides of your body, then from your waist, slide your arms up, high lunge. Yeah. Then in your high lunge, slide your hands to your hips. Feel your hips, it's so important to keep them even. Yeah, and forward, and lengthen the tailbone. Start to straighten your left leg about 3/4 of the way. Pause. So not completely straight. Back leg is strong, hips are forward, waist is long. I didn't mean to rhyme. Rebend the front thigh into the thigh muscle, not into the joint of the knee. Lower the right knee so it hovers, lengthen the tailbone. Keep the hips forward, keep the chest lifted. Fire up the back leg. From all those little muscles, squeeze. Stretch your arms up, just walk them up towards the sky. Move your eyes up, hold. Sit a little deeper, see what you can find. I always say, anticipate that you're gonna kind of like wave to the right and the left a little. It may not be so steady. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Keep it tight, plank position. Bend your elbows in half chaturanga. Re-straighten your arms to plank. Float your right foot an inch. Right knee, right tricep. Right leg back, 3-legged plank. See if you can hover the foot. Yeah, you got it. Keep the tailbone, Jody, long. Hug the knee in. Slide the right foot forward. Walk it to the right. This time, turn your back foot on a strong angle. Be on your fingertips. Back thigh turns forward enough. Strong angle with your back foot. Airplane the arms. Same thing. Now it's just warrior one leg. Stay low for a second. Steer your right hip under you. And back. Left thigh forward. Root to rise. Warrior one. So when you get up, you may find you have a little bit more space to slide your right foot forward. Yeah. So this time I want you to go ahead and bring your arms forward towards the front of your mat. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. Eagle the arms. If something's going on the shoulder, you can just cross and grab opposite shoulders like this. Lift your elbows up. Now from here, keep lifting your elbows. Straighten your right leg 3/4 of the way. Yeah. Rebend into your front thigh. Steer your right hip back and your left ribs forward as you isolate the upper thoracic spine. Lift the elbows a little more. Press the outer blade of your back foot really firm into the mat and hold here. Keep the shape of your legs. Just unravel your arms. Sweep them out and sweep them up. Hands to frame your front foot. Keep it tight, plank position. You choose. You can just hold plank or bend your elbows in half. Chaturanga. Straighten your arms to a plank. Pause. Lift the left foot an inch. Take your left knee towards your left tricep. Keep the hips aligned. Slide the leg back to a 3-legged plank. Just let the foot hover. Yeah, nice and slow and controlled. Hug the knee in. Land the left foot forward. Work out the feet arrangement. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. Steer the left hip back. Yeah, outer blade of back foot presses firm. Looks good. Slide your arms back. So now you're in a low warrior one type of setup. So I focus on my back leg a lot because that's where I'm going to get my energy to really press and get out of my lower back. Steer with your legs, your feet, and your hips, and then come up warrior one. When you come up, you may find you have more room to slide your front foot forward and sit a little deeper. Reach your arms forward like you're handing someone something, not your whole body, just your arms. Wrap your right arm underneath your left arm, lift your elbows. Press to the outer blade of your back foot. Start to straighten your left leg about 3/4 of the way. Steer your right side of your body a little more forward and your left hip back. Keep lifting your elbows and then rebend into your front thigh. See if you can sit a little deeper. Focus more on your back leg, less with that front thigh. We're not interested in how deep we're sitting. Fix your eyes on something. Unravel your arms, move the energy through your fingertips, reach up towards the sky. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Step back plank. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Drag yourself to a great up dog if you're taking it today. Hips up and back, downward facing. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Press into your hands, look where you want to land. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale, weight is forward, nice work. Exhale, fold. Sit into a chair, weight into your heels. Waist lifts, yeah. Energy moves back into your heels, into your thighs. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. And from your elbows to your fingertips, see if you can straighten your arms. Sit a little deeper. So for today's practice, let's just fold over the bent legs, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Plant your palms, 2 big steps or a light float. You'll vinyasa here. Plank to chaturanga, upward facing if you're taking it. Downward facing. From your down dog, slide your right foot forward. Turn your back foot on a strong angle, get your feet arranged, and then come up warrior one. Hands come down to frame your front foot to a plank. Bend your elbows in half. Pull yourself to that up dog. Make it feel good. Downward facing. If it doesn't, just move through a down dog today. Skip all that other stuff. Left foot forward, back foot on an angle, warrior one. These look great. Hands come down to a plank, chaturanga, upward facing, drag yourself through. Downward facing, be still. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Press through your hands. Look where you want to land. Step, or you can just float. Whatever you want to do. Long spine, you can crawl to. Fold over yourself. Sit into chair, weight in your heels. Dig your heels, stick your butt back. Yeah. The alignment for everyone looks really good. For today's practice, just fold over bent legs, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. 2 big steps or a light float. Mine wasn't so light. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, just go with your breath and the feeling. Warrior 1. Nice, hands come down to a plank. Chaturanga, if you're taking. Up dog. Downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot on a strong angle. Root to rise, warrior 1. Hands come down to a plank. Bend your elbows in half. Up dog is a back bend. Downward facing dog, be still. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Plug down to get more space. Look where you want to land. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. One more time, chair pose from the top here. So know you can always separate your feet if something's going on in your lower back. Hips width, you can slide a block in between your thighs. Make the practice work. Sit a little deeper. Dive over bent legs, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step, step, or float for chaturanga. Upward facing. Nice. Downward facing. Right foot forward, back foot on a strong angle, warrior 1. Feel the ground and then come up. Hands come down to a plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Press to the tops of the feet. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot forward, back foot on a strong angle, warrior 1. We're moving and grooving here. Hands come down to a plank. Vinyasa or not, so maybe the push-ups are too much. If they are, just step to a dog and meet us there. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Good. Look in between your hands and just glide your right foot smack in between your hands. Just do that. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. Before you come up, look down. You're not even gonna come up yet. Your right heel and your left arch are gonna intersect. Go ahead and take a block if you have one today. Place it to the outside of your foot, any angle. We're gonna come extended side angle A from the ground up. So what I want you to do is get the inside of your right arm to make a connection with the outside of your right leg and then extend your left arm up. So modification here is to rest your arm on your thigh if it's too much. Yeah. Nice, really nice. Yeah, so this is gonna just challenge us to grip our right hip. It has a tendency to wanna swing out. Keep hugging it underneath you. Yeah, and then the left arm reaches up. If you have space this morning, the top arm can reach forward. If this doesn't feel great, you can have the arm up, or hand can always be on your hip. But we wanna take our bottom right ribs and turn them towards the sky. Yeah, nice work. Crown of the head is moving forward over your front foot. Your back left leg is on a strong angle. It's engaged. Yeah. And I always say in this pose, the longer you hold, the more undone you get. So stay with it. Stay with the breath. Grip your right glute underneath you. Turn the bottom ribs towards the ceiling. And just get out of your own way right here. Katie, try taking your left hand. Take it to the back of your head, like you're on a pool raft. Lean back, move your eyes back, and see if you can get more opening through your chest. 4 more breaths. Wherever you are, slide your left arm straight up. Anchor your feet and your legs without any bounce. Warrior 2. Warrior 2. Energize your arms in opposite directions. Turn up the inner part of your right thigh. Think about turning it to the outside of your baby toe. Lengthen your tailbone straight down. Use your left leg strength and your left arm strength so not all the weight is moving forward. Find balance, find your evenness in between your two hips. Drop down. Close your eyes and hold here, 5 breaths. Ride out the exhale breath to lead you into the next. Just the feeling, it goes away. Sit a little deeper. Feel the ground. Nice work. Move your eyes forward, circle your hands to frame your front foot. Peel your back heel. You're going into a low lunge. Lean onto your left palm. Roll into a Vashisthasana side plank. If you want to do something with your top leg, you can bend it up into a tree, or you can drop your bottom knee and take a modified version. Side plank Vashisthasana, some version of this. I'm showing right here a tree pose with my top right leg. Top arm can reach straight up, or it can reach up and over, up to you. Lift from your bottom hip. If you have a tree, hang on tight, guys. Look to the floor, plank position. Release the right leg. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga, if you care for it. Upward facing pulls you through. Downward facing presses you back. From your downward facing dog, just step your left foot smack in between your hands. Don't even come up. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. Reach for your block. Place it to the outside of your foot. Go any direction with that block and set up from the ground up. Right arm's just going to stretch straight up to start. Arm can rest on the top of the thigh if this is too much. This is a great modification. Soften the shoulder if you're doing this. Practice on keeping your left foot forward, your hip hugging underneath you, and the side of your left ribs have to turn as you look up. Use the strength of your right leg to really anchor. The alignment looks great. So if you went for that other hand behind your head on the other side, just be consistent here. This is going to open up the chest a little bit as your eyes move towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. The longer you hold here, that left hip wants to shoot out. So hug it underneath a little bit more and twist your bottom ribs. If your hand is behind your head, you did something else with it, just slide it straight up towards the ceiling. Anchor your feet, anchor your legs. Without too much bounce, pull up Warrior Two. Warrior Two, this never gets old, this transition. Broaden across your chest. Drop down. Side of your body is long, it's not turning. Yeah, my palms are facing you and my thumbs are up. I just like it that way, yeah. Inner thigh, turn it open. Yeah, get out of the joint of the knee. And then brace yourself for a few really good, solid breaths. So rather than fighting the last little bit, see if you can enjoy it. Haha. Run a little bit more energy through your arms. Look forward. Circle both hands to frame your front foot. Peel your heel up. So from this position, you're going to set up for your side plank, Vashisthasana. You can also just step back to plank and move that way. Right hand is down. You can modify like this. This is a great modification. You can drop the bottom knee. Top foot's going to go into a tree if you care for that. Stack the two shoulders on top of one another to begin with. Lift from your bottom hip. Maybe the top arm slides forward if you want more. Nice work. Stay with the breath. Look down, plank position wherever you are. Chaturanga Dandasana. Yep. You can get out now, Chaturanga. Upward facing. I think we froze for a second. Yeah, wasn't that exciting? Downward facing. I'm like, that's not a good place to be frozen. Yeah. From your down dog, take a big exhale breath, let it go. So in your downward facing dog, lift your right leg up, hip height, just hip height, lift from your inner thigh. And when you do this, you're not taking your hip out of alignment, everything's nice and aligned. Yeah, so your pelvis is neutral. So the leg is just lifted. Good, so keep all that, keep scissoring the inner thighs together. Start to walk your hands back to frame your left foot. Just do the best that you can with this. The hip isn't going to lift too much higher, just going to fold into a standing split towards the back of your mat. A trick from standing split is to soften your shoulders down your back, draw your belly, your belly button towards the front of your left thigh, and then lift a little more from your inner right thigh without the hip opening. Let the head go. Keep the lift of the leg. Take the palms, really get them flat down if you can. Start to walk back out to a three-legged downward facing dog. So you're back where you started. Three-legged downward facing dog. The lift of the inner thigh, the left thigh draws back. So with the lift of your right leg, look forward. Land your right foot smack in between your hands. This time you're going to turn your back foot on a strong angle and come into triangle from the ground up. So I'm doing it right here. My right foot is forward. My back leg is strong and turned in, and my hand is on my shin. Option for a block, outside a calf. This is a good place to be if you need a little more lift through your side body. It's not a back bend, so really find it within the deep part of your core to keep yourself lifted. And you may need to take a smaller step, depending on your low back or your hamstrings. Lean back just a tiny bit. Slide the left arm straight up and then move your eyes up if you can. If your hand is on your shin, try to focus on lightness. Pull up on the front of the shin like you're moving your pants or the skin up your leg. Now keep all that, look down. You're gonna float into a half moon. Move your block out in front of you. Bring your hand to your hip if you need to, and just step up into half moon. You can always go towards the wall if you need a little extra support today. Good. Two shoulders continue to stack. Your eyes moves up. Lift from the inner left thigh, spark up your left toes. We're just going for like a really basic half moon today. If you want to work on something, work on getting lighter with your bottom right hand. Turning your bottom ribs open. Maybe your hand, your bottom hand, floats up into a half prayer. Connect to your breath right here. Allow yourself to just be in the pose. Begin to look down. Keep your right foot forward. Giant step back, triangle. Triangle. Move the block with you or grab your hand to your front of your shin. Lift from your waist. Eyes move to the floor. Circle both hands down. From here, I just want you to step to a dog. Just step back, downward facing dog. I'm here. You just need to go back to a downward facing dog. Yeah, oh my God, Jill's still in it. Down dog, just step right back. This is the beauty of our lovely Wi-Fi here. From your down dog, take a breath in. Yeah, from your down dog, take a breath out. Yeah, good work, guys. From your downward facing dog, lift your left leg up. Just lift your left leg. You don't even need a vinyasa here because you're just staying really engaged in your hamstrings. Lift from your inner thigh. Yes, just pause here. Feel your right thigh bone draw back. Feel the lift of your inner left thigh. Great. Now with all that, keep it tight. Start to creep your hands towards your right ankle. So as you start to walk in, the lift of the thigh. If you have a wall behind you, you can use that wall to kind of prop up the leg. You can move blocks with you too. And then a little trick that I've learned over the years in standing split, it's really not about how high you lift your leg, but more how you're folding over that standing leg. So soften your shoulders and then drape yourself. Nice, Kristen, really good. And then keeping all that, get your palms flush to the ground only if you can. And very slowly, without the leg dropping, start to walk out. So as you start to creep back out to that three-legged downward facing dog, focus on the side of your body, focus on your core, focus on the lift of your left leg. And then move your eyes forward. And in one motion, not any swing here, just glide your left foot forward and through. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. From the ground, you're moving into triangle. Pull up on the front of your shin. Lift from your waist and then look up. Nice work, guys. Focus on your outer and inner hips, really hugging them in. And then how much lightness you can create in your bottom shoulder. Strength of your back right leg, while engaging from the ground up. More breath. Look up with your eyes, that helps a lot. A few more. Now, keeping all that, look down. Start to float and step up into half moon. So just move your weight forward and step right up to a half moon. Keep your left foot forward, block underneath your shoulder, back leg lifts up. Your hand can be on your hip, even alongside your body. As you begin to turn your bottom ribs, slide the right arm up. And for the sake of today's practice, really just work on your alignment. Work on finding lightness in the pose. Maybe your bottom hand can come to 3 fingers or 2 fingers, or lift into a half prayer, but focus on the side of your ribs, turning them up, and then look up with your eyes. Contract your right thigh, lift from your inner thigh a little more. Still in it, we didn't freeze. Grip your left hip underneath you. Really focus on your left foot, keeping it strong and straight. Take a giant step back to triangle. Move your block with you if you need to. Pull up on the front of your shin. Look up. Oblique strength. Really nice work. Last few breaths. Look to the floor, circle both hands down to frame your front foot. Listen carefully. Scoot your right foot forward. So just slide it forward to meet your left. Your feet are at the top of the mat. Come to the fingertips, long spine, fold over your legs. Sit deeply into chair pose. Just commit to this for a few good breaths. So really sit into chair. Move your seat back. Move your weight into your heels. Slide your hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow, turn to the right. So as you turn to the right, make sure you're not moving your whole body with you. It's just the ribs that move into the twist. Seat moves back, waist stays long, eyes look up. And then if you feel like you can open your arms, you go for it. If not, just stay with this. 2 knees line up, shins drift back. Sit a little deeper, see what you can find. Bend really deep into your legs, pull back around to chair. Hang on here, guys, you're doing great. Really sit, drag the hands back to prayer, inhale the breath, take it to the left. Yeah, fire up here. 2 knees together, weight in your heels, get in there. Open up your arms if you want a little more action, if not, stay. Looks great. Really nice alignment, ladies. When you want to bail, just breathe. Keep the shape in your legs. Don't fade on me. Pull around to chair. Look forward. Press all the way up to stand. It never gets old. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Just stand for a moment. Be still. Feel your body. Good. So from here, just slide your arms forward like this. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. Have some blocks at the top of your mat. Yeah. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. So just eagle the arms with your left arm wrapped. Go ahead and bend your legs into a little chair. Slide your left thigh over your right for eagle. So I'm wrapping my left leg and my left arm. So my standing leg is my right leg. So create a chair with eagle. Move your seat, Katie, back. Lift your waist up. Steer your hips forward. Lift your elbows. Really sit. See if you can draw down more. Create a little up dog in your chest. Keep squeezing your legs super tight. Just unravel your arms like you're in a chair. Sweep them up. Slide them to prayer at heart center. Okay, just do that much. So you've got eagle legs and hands in prayer. Focus on your standing right leg. You're going to come up to stand, hugging your left knee to your navel. Your hands are in prayer. It looks just like this. If you fall, it's okay. With your hands in prayer, slide your left leg back into warrior three. This is a good time to slide your hands onto blocks if you feel like your balance is a little crummy. Don't open your hips, just like we did in warrior standing down dog with the leg lifted, three-legged down dog. Same action. Bend a little into your standing right leg. Keep your chest a little higher. Now move your eyes forward. Left hand's gonna come down to the block or to the floor. Right hand's gonna come to the flat part of your back. As we begin to twist, revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Back leg lifts strong. Top arm can spiral open. And then your eyes look up. Lift from your inner thigh. Hug your right hip underneath you. Yeah. Twisting triangle is always an option if this is too much for you this morning. Grow the pros from the ground up and from your breath. Flex your left toes a little more, lift a little higher. Look to the floor. Both hands come down for a moment and then slide your left foot back to meet your right. With your legs straight, sweep your arms straight up towards the sky. Really engage yourself here through your legs. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Okay, so here we go. Arms are going to come straight forward. Just do the arms first. Wrap the right arm underneath your left arm. So just do that much. Lift the elbows up. Then bend into your legs and wrap your right thigh around. So I like to take poses that are more challenging like this, how we integrate, and do it really slow so you can feel. Squeeze the legs tight and bend into the standing left leg. A lot of times we get ahead of ourselves. Squeeze everything, then look forward. Weight in the standing left heel. Chest lifts, a little up dog going on. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing the legs really tight and just release your arms. So it's kind of like you're in an eagle chair. Good. Drag your hands to a prayer. So my legs are still bound, my hands are in prayer. Focus a lot on your left leg and then come up to stand with your right knee towards your navel. Flex your foot. If it didn't work out, you just step back into it. Hands in prayer. Slide the right leg back. Warrior three with hands in prayer, or opt for blocks underneath your hands. Work on your alignment. Little bend in your standing leg. Tailbone long, flexing in the right foot. Chest a little higher. Then keep all that, look down. Right hand's gonna come directly underneath your right shoulder, hand to the flat part of your back, revolved Ardha. Lift from your inner thigh, there you go. Stack the two arms on top of one another, look up with your eyes. Beautiful job, and then really fire up your breath. Nice, Katie. Really good, Kristen. Everyone's doing great. Twist with your ribs, stay with it. Two more. It's getting good. Look to the floor, place both hands down. Just pause for a second with both hands down With both legs straight, slide your feet together. Come to the fingertips, long spine, fold over your legs. Root to rise, come all the way up. Yeah, drag your hands to prayer at heart center. Stand up tall. Good, here we go, guys. Sweep your arms out and up, look up, dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine, step, step, or float through vinyasa. It's up to you. Upward facing pulls you through. Downward facing presses you back. Land your right foot forward. Stay high on the ball of your back foot. Come up, crescent lunge. Yeah. Hands come to prayer at heart. Lean out a little bit and then hook the elbow and twist. And then when you get here, decide if this is too much. If you need to drop your knee, you drop your knee this morning. Yeah. I can't see a lot of the knees, so you have to just make that decision. If you feel like your bottom hip is really sagging down, just drop the knee. Keep it on an angle. Open up your arms if you want a little bit more today. Grip your outer hips under you. Nice, Jill. Stretch the right arm straight up, like side plank arms. There you go. That's the spot. Breathe, guys. Feel the weight in your right heel. Grip your right hip underneath you. Activate your left leg a little bit more. Look down, place both hands to the floor. Walk your right foot to the center. Drag your left knee up. You're gonna come to sit. This is Ardha Matsyendrasana. It's a seated spine twist. So my left leg is bent in half. My right foot comes around to the outer edge of the left knee. My right hand's gonna come behind me at the base of my spine, so it reminds me to sit up tall. Left arm stretches straight up. You can hook the elbow. You can hug the knee in, and then begin to twist over your right shoulder. So as you twist over your right shoulder, lengthen. Make sure 2 butt cheeks are firm to the ground and you're not sitting on your foot. Good, come back to center. You can counter stretch if you want to. Come back to neutral. Unravel your legs, take your feet flat out in front of you, slide your hands out in front of you. Good, I've been taking boat like this with the arms a little bit more forward. You can also elevate with blocks underneath your hands to get out of your low back more. The arms aren't here, guys. They're a little bit more forward. Float the legs up, 90-degree angle, flex your feet. Draw your navel towards your thigh bones. If having the palms flat is too aggressive, come to tented fingertips, broaden the shoulders and the chest. Focus on drawing your waist up, the side of your body up, spark up your toes. Keep your hands down, lower to Ardha Navasana. Ardha Navasana in its most intense way looks like this, hovering everything, scooping out your belly. Up higher, if you need to be more restorative with your lower back, this is a good option. Find something that works. Keep sliding your hands forward. Gaze to the sky, flex the toes. Scoop out your belly. Keep pressing the palms down, press them firm. Rebend the knees to a 90-degree angle, press back up. Ardha Navasana, vote with your hands down. Nice, Kristen. Lift the chest, press through the palms, draw the thighs closer to you. Cross the ankles, step or float, your choice. Chaturanga or just step back to a dog. Pull yourself to an up dog. Take a downward facing dog. Land your left foot forward. Stay high on the ball of your back foot. Come on up, crescent lunge. Hands come to prayer. Inhale the breath, lean forward a little bit and then hook the elbow. Drop the back knee if you need. If you feel like all your weight is moving towards the back of your mat, yeah, move your weight forward. Open up your arms if you want a little more. Work on really bending into that front thigh, squeezing the outer hips together. Lean back a little. And what's been helping me is to remind myself in this pose not to look back. So when you look back, we have the tendency to round. Yeah, look sideways or look up. Last 3. Look to the floor, place both palms down, pause. Walk your foot to the center and then scooch your knee up and come to sit, Ardha Matsyendrasana, seated spine twist. Move your right foot out so your left butt cheek can come flush to the ground. Left hand behind you, right elbow hooks, look over the shoulder. If the elbow doesn't hook, just squeeze the leg and sit up tall. This is going to stretch the piriformis, which we all need. Nice. Come back to center. If you feel a little counter stretch, feels nice, look a little to the right. Come back to neutral. Unravel your left leg. Find half pigeon on the right side. If getting in doesn't feel great for your hips, you can always just step back to dog and then slide your right knee back forward. Fold over your front leg. Yeah, you can go on your back and thread the needle. Yeah, Jill, you can always go to the wall too. It looks pretty good. You would take the leg that's lifted and push it against the wall. I think I've taught you that over the years. Yeah. Perfect. So without too much thought, just switch sides. If you're on your back, just switch the legs. If you're in a regular half pigeon, a single pigeon, just come back up to dog and slide your left leg forward. As your left leg comes forward, just remind yourself you want your pelvis neutral and your right thigh turning down to the ground. Last little bit. Enjoy it. So to get out of our half pigeon this morning, if you're on your back, you're just going to have to flip around and kind of join us. There's no pretty way of getting in. But what I want you to do is karate chop your arms like this so your palms face one another. Curl the right toes into the mat. Contract the right kneecap and the right thigh. And then from using your core strength, slide your left leg back into a forearm plank. Hold here just a few breaths. If you prefer to have your palms flat, flip from the palms down and find forearm plank. If you prefer to drop your knees, drop your knees. Lengthen the tailbone. Holding here for 5 more breaths. If you feel the need that you need to go upside down in your practice today, go to the wall, go up into a forearm stand, go to a handstand. Do it safely. A few more breaths. If not, just hang out with me here. This is far from hanging out. Lengthen, bring more weight forward. Ride out your breath. Drop your knees. Child's pose is where we'll meet. Slide your arms forward. Drop your seat all the way back. Curl the toes, downward facing dog last time today. Lift your hips up really high. Plug your hands into the mat. Look where you want to go. Step or float your feet all the way through. Lay down. As you come down onto your back, move your blocks with you if you know you prefer back bending that way. So bend your knees in half. Few sets of bridge and wheel to conclude here. Fingertips skim the backs of your heels. Thighs turn down and under. Lift the tailbone up. Couple options. You can slide your arms just like this underneath your low back, cupping the shoulders. You can opt for a block, any direction that works for you to support. Hands can still clasp around the block if you're going for this option. Turn the thighs down, anchor the feet into the mat. Let the head be neutral. Stay here. This is what you need. Stay with this. If you'd like to flip your palms and move into a full wheel, bring your chin to your chest. Take a giant breath in. On the exhale breath, start to lift yourself up. If you're on a block and you want to just lift one leg and then the other, that's another way to just move along in the pose. Yeah, and then you can lift both legs like it's legs up the wall. Nice, Kristen. Turn the thighs down and under, square off those feet, and lift from your tailbone to the backs of your knees. Exhale the breath, come out with control. If you're on the block, you get to stay for one more, unless you'd like to join us. Here we go, guys. Last one. Flip your palms, bring your chin to your chest, take a giant breath in, exhale that breath and lift up. If you're going for more restorative, just lift the legs straight up with the block underneath you. And really envision those legs up the wall. If you went to full wheel, tuck your chin, start to move out with control. If your legs are up and they're on a block, bend the legs, take the feet flat to the floor. Once they come down, then lift the tailbone up and move the block out from underneath you. Yeah. Once your lower back hits the ground, you're going to reach for the outer blades of your feet and find your way into a happy baby pose, lengthening the tailbone towards the mat. So grab from the outer edges. Yeah, pull the knees down around the rib cage, broaden the shoulders. And then hug your knees deeply in towards your chest, keeping your legs together as one. Cactus your arms, move your hips a little to the left, and drop your knees to the right for a supine twist with your legs together. Keeping the arms cactus to stabilize your low back, bring the knees to center, keep them together, scoot the hips a little to the right, and then drop the knees to the left. Keep them up in the same alignment as the hips. Look a little to the right. Come up to center with your knees in. Wrap your arms around your shins. Tuck in tight here. Take a big breath in. And then on the exhale breath, set yourself up for Shavasana, complete rest. Utilize the things in your room like little props or bolsters or blocks. You can elevate your head. Let your feet turn open. Let your palms face up. Let go of the Ujjayi breath. And just be still for the next minute or two. Complete restoration. Your nose, for your mouth. Pose. Your arms up. Squeeze in. Sit up. Are in your space. Just sit up. Let the on something on the tops of the thighs. Hands can come to prayer. Just feel the practice. It's pretty amazing how you can create all this in this little rubber mat in your home. For that, to find this time of peace and quiet. Lift your head, open your eyes. Together we say, even though I can't hear you, namaste. Great job, everyone. Thanks for joining.